We're going to switch over and talk to our next guest coming up, and we have the Civic Players in August, Osage County.
Ooh.
What's going on in Osage County in August?
Oh, lots
We
of
have Melissa and Carol with us. Go ahead.
lots of dark family drama.
Yeah.
It's a Pulitzer Prize winning play. I don't know that it's been done locally before.
I don't believe so.
I don't think it has. So
I don't think
I
it
don't
has
want to
either.
offend anyone if they have, but as far as I know, I think this is the first time.
I've been doing this show now for 26 years, roughly. We're in 26 years, and I don't recall ever having anyone on.
It's huge. It's a huge show. It's a difficult show. So if you like Tracy,
back up. Difficult for the actors or for the viewers?
no, well, I think all the way around. It's technically difficult. It's got a large cast, which you don't see very often anymore, and so if you, this will probably be your only opportunity to see it. So we really encourage everybody to come if you possibly can. It's both a comedy and a drama. It's
what do they call that? Dramedy? Dramedy, I think.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that,
Yes. Yes.
It's a comedy too. It's got funny moments in it.
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
And which is always the best theater. So written by Tracy Letts, and it's just a one-of-a-kind piece.
How many? When you say it's a large cast, are you talking 20? Who are you
Oh,
talking?
15, I think.
15.
Well, there's 13.
13?
13.
That's a large
Okay.
cast.
That is a large cast.
I mean, for a musical, it'd be okay, but for a production like this, yeah, that's a lot of people, especially when you have to do rehearsals and get everybody together. And
Yeah, that's been a challenge.
Yeah.
so tell me, okay, let's start with Melissa. Tell me about your part and
Okay.
how you got into the skin of the character.
Sure. Well, I'm playing the role of Barbara, who is the daughter of Carol's character. I'll let
Okay.
her talk about her character, the oldest daughter of three. And there's been a family incident, and everybody comes home,
Okay.
to help deal with this incident. I don't know how much I want to give away
Well,
about the story.
okay.
But as terms of me, it's interesting. I read this play when it came out. I think it was in the late 2010 somewhere,
Okay.
or 2007. It was on Broadway.
Yeah.
But I've never seen a production of it. I've never watched. They did do a movie of it. I think a very watered down.
Was there a movie of it?
Very, very watered
Okay.
down movie,
Okay.
which I've heard. So I haven't wanted to watch it because the first time I read this play, I just fell in love with it. And I can't say that there's a whole lot from Barbara's life that's happened in my life, but for some reason it just felt like something I could
You
get
could
into.
dig into.
Yep.
Yeah.
And again, having excellent actors to work with
Well,
makes
I mean,
all the
your
difference in the world.
experience, we'll put it that way, your
right.
experience.
Yeah, I mean, I've been around for
Yeah,
a long time.
yeah.
But again, it's funny because Carol and I have never worked together on
No.
stage.
Really? After all these
sat there-
years?
No,
Yeah.
I would have
Years.
sworn we had, and we talked about it. And like, no, I don't even remember how we actually met, but we have never worked together. So I'm
And here you are,
thrilled.
mother and daughter now. Who
We
knew?
are, and it's an interesting relationship. But
Yeah.
it's very complicated, very bittersweet. I'm going through my character is going through her own separation from her husband, and they bring their 14-year-old daughter. Everybody's in this mess of a house,
Okay.
and so I guess I've been ruminating on this role for a long, long time. So I was really excited to land the role, and our director Michael McDermott has been incredible in helping us bring people out. Just helping us, giving us things to think about. It's just,
Well, that's the director's job, is
It
to
is.
make you get more out of you than you thought you had.
Exactly, yeah. He's not a dictator. He definitely goes, okay, this is the one I picked for Barbara, so what kind of a Barbara is she going to be?
Yeah.
As opposed to if he cast someone else. So he's great to work with, and
Well, he's certainly experienced, we'll put
Yes,
it that way.
yes.
Yeah. So, Carol.
Yes, ma'am. I
Okay,
play.
Mom, tell us about it.
I play Violet Weston, who's the mother of the three daughters. She and her husband, Beverly, have been isolated in this house for years. He's a severe alcoholic, and she's a drug addict.
Oh, you got a
And,
happy family there.
Yeah, it's really it's the queen of all dysfunctional families, I think. They have these three daughters. All three of them are in their 40s, and it's a very complex relationships. and everybody had their, well, in the Midwest, Tracy Letts, the author, is from Oklahoma.
And where's Osage County?
Osage County is in, I think it's in the southeast corner. I might be wrong about that.
Okay.
But it's in Indian Territory, and one of the characters in the play is actually a Native American. And and the actress who plays the part does have a Native American heritage. So, but Violet is a very complicated character. She has her good, warm, sweet moments, and she has moments where she's just completely, just destroying the whole family. So it's very fun to play because she's so complex and she has so many ups and downs. And there's just never a dull moment with her.
Okay, so one of the things that comes to mind is there is a movie out about the autumn moon, and that's about the Osage.
Mm-hmm.
So it kind of like, at first I thought, was it going to be like that? Is
Yeah.
it, so now I realize that, I mean, I knew before, but that it's not the same story.
No. In fact, the movie starred Meryl Streep and Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
And is slightly different.
It's a big issue.
It's
what
quieter.
happened,
The play itself is pretty loud.
yeah. Yeah.
It's pretty big.
Now you mentioned that you have. So who are some of the other actors that you can mention that come to mind?
Oh, sure.
I'll put it that way
I don't wanna
because
leave
sometimes
anybody
we don't
out.
always
That's
remember
pressure.
everything.
That's-
Well,
I
the
don't want
other-
to slight anybody.
Well, we have the other two sisters are played by Amanda Brink Dorman, and she's been around for a long time. And Bree Rose is playing the youngest daughter,
Yeah,
Karen.
I know who
and
she is, yeah.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And again,
Yeah.
both Amanda and Bree, I have never worked with them, and we are it's so much fun. And I don't even have sisters in real life, and I wouldn't say that we're like sisters, but we're certainly like the Weston sisters in that
Yeah, yeah.
we've had this sort of strange relationship between us. It's trying to be a loving relationship, and because of our growing up experience, it's difficult.
Absolutely,
So, all
okay.
kinds of struggles. The one thing I would love to mention though is our
Sure.
set, because one
I
of the things,
always ask about the
and
step.
I knew you would, but I wanted to make sure, because one of the things, when people who know this play a lot of times think about that's the first thing they picture on Broadway. It was a huge 3-story set, very dramatic.
I heard that you were doing a 3-story.
And we do. We have a 3-story
I don't
set.
know how you're doing it
It is the
because we were
brilliance
talking
of
about that.
Jenny, her name is Jenny Sinnott. She's an incredible set designer, and the Schenectady Civic stage is not big, but she has made it work. It's certainly going to be different. It's we don't have all of the technical abilities that they would have in a bigger space.
Right, exactly.
But it was one of the reasons I was a little skeptical even about whether or not it could be done. But I had faith in
And
Michael and
the
Jenny.
3 levels, are they 3 different places or the same building or
It's
what?
all the house. It is the
It's the
Weston
house.
family house.
Yeah.
Yeah. So from the ground floor with the dining room and the living room, kitchen, and then there's upstairs landing with bedrooms off of it, and then the little attic bedroom apartment.
That's got to be amazing.
It's beautiful.
Yeah,
It's
wow.
really nice, and we're just starting to add the lights to it. And it's getting
It's going to be
very
cool.
exciting.
Yeah.
Yep.
So who? Okay, Carol, do you want to add a few more characters in the play?
Oh yeah. Who else?
My husband's played by Jay North, and he's in the beginning of the play and not later on. And I won't tell you any more of what happens, but so he's major. We have Tony Pallone, who plays the boyfriend of the youngest.
He's experienced as well.
Yes.
Very of the youngest daughter, and who are we leaving out?
Sean Olander Hahn
Sean,
plays my
yeah,
husband,
Sean
which
Hahn.
is great because Sean's usually.
Wait a minute, you're divorced.
Not yet.
He shows up. Oh,
No,
okay.
we're there as a family.
I'm just checking. Just checking. I want to make sure I got this straight.
No, it's nice to have him because he often goes towards musicals because he has a glorious singing voice.
Yeah.
But he for this play he came out and it's great. He's one of my best friends. Too,
Good,
which is
good.
kinda
That's
nice.
wonderful. Yeah. And you mentioned a Native American, and who would that be?
That's Abby Roy.
Yeah.
Okay.
And she's new to me, but I know she's been around. She's very young, but
Yeah.
she's been doing theater in the area for a while.
That's
And,
wonderful. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, it sounds like you got a really good cast. You mentioned the set, and who designed it? You said Jen.
Jenny Sinat, her name is.
Okay.
Sinat.
I don't think
I'm pronouncing
I'm
it correctly.
familiar with her, but
She's, I don't think she's not particularly new, but she's just kind of now getting back in to doing community
this.
theater, and she is. I mean, she pulls no punches.
Yeah.
She did a set for Homemade Theater last year for 9 that was beautiful.
yeah.
And she's
Well,
designing.
you
a
have to
set.
have an eye. You have to, of course, look and see what's in the play. You know that you gotta.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know everything is
Well,
perfect.
we have Doug Peak too, who I'm sure you know is one of the master carpenters working on it, and I mean nothing
Doug
wiggles,
Peak is
nothing
amazing.
shakes, every
Yeah,
step is
he's
sturdy.
wonderful.
I mean, we feel like we can.
Oh.
I mean, we
Yeah,
have to
Doug
do a lot
is
on that set.
amazing. I mean, when I see the stuff he does, it's
Yeah.
like, whoa, it's
Yeah,
really
this
good.
is an incredible.
So when is this play, by the way?
Well, we open next Friday, March 15th.
Okay.
And we do 2 weekends, so it's the 15th through the 17th, but then we go up Wednesday through Sunday.
So
the
St. Patrick's
following
Day, you
weekend.
have a day.
St. Patrick's Day we do, I know.
Yeah.
So you can come see our wonderful show, and then you're really going to need a drink afterwards.
After
to
that.
go out. Katie O'Byrne's is right
Yeah,
down the
you're
road.
close by there.
Yeah,
Good.
either that or you're never going to want to touch a drink again, depending on where you're coming
Which-
from.
I do know that this is a longer play.
It
It's
is a longer
longer than
play.
the normal. So but it's essential to get everything in.
It
right?
is, and we do. I don't like to scare people. It is 3 acts long, but we're only doing 1 full intermission. So there'll
Okay.
be 1 act and intermission, then like a pause. kind of
little
when you go to the
pause and
ballet,
go,
you know,
yeah.
a little brief thing so they can set the stage.
So they're going to get their money's worth.
I hope so. I
Absolutely.
think they will. They won't be bored. I don't think that's for sure.
No,
There's
I'm
a lot
sure.
happening up there.
Yeah,
but-
and it's always great to have these productions that, especially picking a play that hasn't been done in the area, and I think that that's important to bring new plays. I mean, because there's so many that have been repetitive, although some of them are really good, so you want to see them more than once. I'm not familiar with this one, but I'm gonna. And you said it's a movie as well.
It is a movie. Again, I haven't seen it, so I can't speak to. But I
Okay,
know
same title.
it's same title.
Same title.
Okay.
Meryl Streep played
And
her
it-
character.
Yes,
Yeah,
it's
you
also
said Julia
written by
Roberts, yeah.
Tracy
Julia Roberts.
Letts. The screenplay was by the
Oh, that's
same
right.
author.
That's
Have
right.
you seen it?
Yes, I have.
And
yeah.
how would you?
I find it, as I said before, quieter than the play. To me, it's a more subdued version on the most part, but
Yeah.
and not quite as funny, but it's a good play, and
Well, I'll be there, of course, to see it. So, but it's going
It
to be
won the
wonderful.
Pulitzer
Have you had your
Prize.
critique yet?
yeah.
Tonight.
Tonight is your
Yeah.
critique.
Yes.
Okay, good.
I
yeah.
will. I will throw this out there. I don't know if people like disclaimers or not, but the language is very colorful, very, very colorful.
That's theater
Which
today.
is totally with theater, and it's great because Schenectady Civic has, I hope I won't offend anybody. They've tended to play it safe, and I love them for that. But they're really starting to push their boundaries
Yeah,
a
you
little
got.
bit
Well,
more,
I mean,
and
that's
I'm-
what theater is.
Yep.
Yeah.
So just be if anyone is
Yeah.
easily offended by language,
Yeah. Well, it's just language.
That's right.
It's just words.
and it's for dramatic effect.
Yeah,
It
good.
makes sense. It's not gratuitous.
It works.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being
Thank
here, and I
you.
hope that we have a
Appreciate the
full house all
Yeah,
the
I
time.
hope so.
Yeah.
We'll see you soon.
Thanks again for being here
You're welcome.
today.